Check, check. 1 2 1 2. So sorry. Trying to be slick tonight. All right. Sorry. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's go back and do that again. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's get the lemon water going here on a Sunday night on the weekly candle. Now, I was saying that my dad just got hearing aids, and if I scream the weekly candle close, I'm worried that it may just get me kicked out of the house. So we're going to figure out how we can maybe work around it. I may do it at a lower tone. We'll figure out what we got to do. So we'll get ready, though, for Bitcoin in the weekly. Shout out to you and yours. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I figured it out. We got it. No sound, but I can hear. Bitcoin and the weekly candle. Do it. Turn them off. You're good. Thank you. Yes, let's go. Let's go. No, it should be great. It should be, we should be spot on at this point. Spot on, man. Spot on. Right at the spot, right where we need to be there. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on into the live, calling yourself crypto lifers, and being here with the live stream. So if you've been following me, and the good thing about being a crypto lifer is we don't take our eyes off Bitcoin. It's constant, right? We're not out partying. We're not out playing around. We've been talking about a short here for Bitcoin since here, right? Came back up, fake out, breakout. I also said watch out for fake out price action on Sunday night into Monday. It's the worst time to trade. You know, if there's a good trade, I'll take it. Like, this is resistance. Tells me I kind of have to short that, right? However, look, the 15-minute is kind of, you know, still pushing down. Look, that's an M, even if, I don't care what it looks like. If two tops are at resistance, it's a bit of an M, even if it's a sloppy M. So we talked about this idea. We said if you can't get above 21,500, right, then it's likely to head to the downside. I went over it over and over again. I talk about it. So remember, we go over so many ideas here on the channel, but at the end of the day, we identify support and resistance, and we always make a prerequisite. We say if Bitcoin cannot get above this area, if the bulls cannot get you above 21,500, expect more downside. Now you'd be looking for a bearish retest on the 15-minute time frame to confirm the movement of the 1 hour, right? So maybe the 15-minute does want to push up. Maybe you get a move back up here, but you want to see a retest and a break back to the downside. That's called a bearish retest, okay? Kind of a diamond pattern in here, even though it's hard to see. I'll show you. And I don't really know. It's not really in the right place, and it doesn't really make much sense, but I just have to kind of talk about it here. Possible diamond, I mean, but if a diamond comes in from the bottom, which this one did, right, it drops out the bottom. So that's how the diamond works. If it comes in from the bottom, it drops out the bottom. It's interesting. A reversal diamond right there for sure, right? Also, are we seeing some bearish divergence? I believe we are. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You have a swing up here on the 15-minute, swinging to the upside, right? But if you go to the RSI, you're swinging to the downside, you know? And that's just, you know, something that you're looking at here on the channel. Bang, bang, bang. You know, shout out to everybody here. What a beautiful day it was to be alive. Did you have a beautiful day with your family, your friends? Someone share a story here in the chat. What did you do? Did you do something amazing? Bang, bang, bang. Sloan 27, I saw the diamond. Who here saw the diamond? Put your hands up if you saw the diamond. Right now, say, I saw the diamond if you saw the diamond. All right, I want to see who we got here. If you're new to the channel, let me know. If you're new, say, I'm new to the channel. I've never seen the lifer before on a Sunday night for Bitcoin and the weekly. For Bitcoin and the weekly. Sam, being the beautiful soul that he is. Shout out to Nat Soul. Thank you so much for being here. I saw it, brother. I saw the diamond. Shout out to Kevin Baker, man. I did not. Diamonds up forever. Oh, I love you, baby. I could see it. No. I'm new to the channel. Shout out to Ramiro Guniel, man. We love you. Come back, baby. Shout out to Andrew Simone. We love you, man. I'm seeing inverted head and shoulders on the 15-minute. I see it too, but it's a bit jacked up, right? I see what you're saying here. This shoulder, this possible head, and a right shoulder, and that could possibly play out for sure. Anything is possible. New to the channel, watching from Israel. Amazing. Nope. Love it. Saw the DIA. Loving it. Sunday Fun Day was up. You are our diamond. No. Saw the diamond on Flux. Yeah, sometimes you can see it on a smaller coin. You know what I'm saying? So we see a bit of a diamond here. We're at resistance. Bitcoin couldn't get above resistance. We do have some support here as we bounced. Came back, fell through. We bounced, and we bounced here. So there's a little bit of support, right? And our last leg is 21,000, right? So just things to discuss and go over for BTC. We'll also do our freestyle in a second. We'll see what we're looking at, all right? Why am I bearish? That's the talk of the town, right? For now. You know, I could switch once we see certain ideas, right? Right? I was bullish at this moment here. The day this started to happen, I was bullish. Why? Because bullish markets, let me take you back in time, all right? I like to show you why I'm doing something every time I do it. And to all the people that have been here for years and on my channel, they've seen this. Please, I appreciate it. They probably be like, but you know what? Maybe if you love your TA, then you don't mind seeing this again, all right? I'm going to take you back in time to a little-known place that we call Love Shack. No, I'm just, but you know, I'm going to take you back in time. I'm going to take you back. I'm going to take you back in time to 2017, September 28th of 2017. And look, this is where we got above the 4-hour time frame, and that started a journey of journeys to the upside. We would slip a little bit below. Let's see how low we would go. We were sitting at the price of about 6,000, and we would wick all the way down to about 55,000, 55. Let's see how low that was. 53.35. So, 700 on 6 grand, almost 20, almost 18%. Let's just say probably like 16%, I could do exactly, but you get my drift. Now, we stayed above the 4-hour 200 moving average on the 4-hour, okay, which is the 200 daily on the daily time frame, right? And we stayed above it. We played with it here. We did fall below it here, and we had some issues, but and then boom, we would fall below it here, and that would be the beginning of the bear run. See, when we fell below that, we had played with it here, so we could be right here. We kind of just did one of these. We had a nice rally. It's interesting, right? And I'm not saying just because this is what happened, but I'm just looking at what this looked a lot like what we were doing. We were making this rising wedge. Things were going well. We came up, dump, right? We're kind of sitting here or right here. We're kind of sitting here at this liquidity zone, right? And then actually we fell below the 200 on the 4-hour. So we're kind of like somewhere over here now, right? We'll come back for a retest. That'll be the time. If we're even that lucky, we may not even get into the retest. But so I'm just showing you. So that, look, and that was Bear City. All right. We got above it, a little bit of fun, but no. So I'm not saying, you want to see it on bigger time frames. Okay. But look, when we finally broke it here, look how far we were above it here. It was all love. You see, bull. Below it, bear, basically. And you can see this just play out over and over for Bitcoin. All right. Here we got above it, bull. Fell below it, bear. Bear. Fell below it there. Pandemic dump, right? So we keep traveling with the 200 up above. We keep doing it above the 200. Keep doing it. Right here was where things started to go bad. May. And then right here in November. November 20th. I'll always remember the time. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the super chat. Shout out to Ace PR dropping 5 beans in the cup. Look at it go. Boom, boom. Moving the balls around in the jar. Thank you so much for moving those balls around. If you want to move the balls around, send in a super chat. We'll talk about what you want to talk about. Thank you for this weekly close and for the updates this weekend. Love you, bro. Shout out to Ace PR, man. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Much love to you and yours. And so, look, that started the bear trend. We had a little bit of a love here, but we didn't have the uptrend we were having here. We didn't have that trend. So now here we go. So the second we got above the 4-hour, I was bullish. And you know what? Why not? And we came back. We bounced off the 2. That bounce was amazing because it made me feel like we had come back and we had made a strong bounce. And then we started to move up. And around this area, signs of bullishness due to the ideas of us being away from the 4-hour. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, if we could stay above the 4-hour. Then we came here and I was like, okay. And now basically you have to remain bullish above the 4-hour. You see what I mean? So as long as we did it, and I was waiting for that double bottom here, the punch on up, stay inside a bit of it, But no, bearish retest. Boom, we fell below. And that, my friends, was trouble. And it will still be trouble. And look, now we have a death cross, the 50-day crossing, the 200 on the 4-hour time frame. Not the best look, all right? Price will dump usually and then drag that down to it. But just something to think about. Now you have tight moving average with the dump to the downside. Usually that starts a bigger move too. So, and if we take a look at the 4-hour time frame, we're overbought right now. We would have to get a short squeeze to the upside. We are overbought. Likely to break to the, more than likely. And you're in a rising wedge here that's starting to break down. You're at resistance you couldn't get above, and you got overbought. The MACD is getting a little bit overbought too. RSI still has a little room. It doesn't, so you still have some hope on the RSI. But stochastics RSI are also giving you some signs of trouble here and getting overbought on the 4-hour time frame. Does everyone see what I'm talking about there? All right. So 4-hour doesn't give me a lot of hope. All right, right now for that, Daily's pretty beat down to the downside, and we have 2 strong reversal candles on the daily, which is pretty nice if you think about it. We're gonna look at that on another time frame without all my drawings here. But that's MACD is coming for a turn. I wouldn't. Everyone is expecting bearishness. Everyone thinks we're going to the downside all the way to down. Honestly, I don't know where we're going. I start my live streams telling everybody. They say the first thing I want to be clear about. Really clear, because there's a lot of new people, old people, And there's a lot of people contentious. We have people on all ends of the fence. I do not know where Bitcoin's going. Someone I read a comment today. I shouldn't read the comments, but I did. And he's like, you said the bottom was here. Now you're saying 7K. Meh. You know? And I'm just like, dude, listen. I start every single stream telling you I don't know where Bitcoin's going to go. I always say I have no idea. Even when I was on any show or doing any appearance, I said, I don't know. I said, I'm going to buy like it's the bottom down here because these indicators told me it was the bottom the last few times. And honestly, I could be wrong, right? I was like, and then I'm going to keep money on the sidelines in case it is. In case it isn't, and we go even lower. So I said, I don't know. And I always tell everyone I have no idea where the bottom is. So I just don't want to be accused of calling out the bottom, saying I called the bottom, saying this was the bottom, saying 17K. I've never said that. I've never claimed to call the bottom. I want to make that very, very clear. All right? I've seen the indicators that have called the bottom, and they all were at the places where they at when we were at a bottom before. Is that a bottom? I don't know, honestly. I do not know. I do not know. Okay? There's some chances, there's some ideas. To me, it's crucial we stay above the 200 on the weekly time frame. All right? And when this is another thing. Once we were above it, I was bullish, and things were great. We fell below it. This was either a nasty bull trap to the downside, or this is a nasty bear trap, and we're moving back to the upside. If you do look at it as a trend, you have a low, you have a high, you have a higher low.
Hugging a kiss.
Hugging a kiss, baby. Mwah. Oh, you want to tell the story? Tell them the story. Tell them the story real quick.
So, we were driving to Lambert's Cove, and there was a dog on the side of the street, just sitting there. So Daddy went and looked for the collar, and we had to put him in our trunk and drive him to his owner.
We found a dog today on the street, and we were like, no one seemed to really care, and it was like laying down on the street. Weren't sure really where it was going, and we couldn't walk away, and so we were able to make it. We were able to take care of the dog and get it to its owner today, and it was a really nice feeling to do that. So if they're watching, we told them we were on YouTube. Shout out to the owners of Frankie. Frankie, we had a good time with you today. Thank you for jumping on into the show and into our memories and into our life. All right, go to bed, my love. Give me a kiss. Mwah. Yeah, we found a stray dog on the road. I mean, a golden doodle. These are the real. These are the things that happened today. Oh man, I forgot. I was gonna tell the story, but I almost forgot. I don't think I was gonna tell the story. Trained by the best. She's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. Look in the camera. Daughter rule, bro. I'm blessed with 3, man. You're the man, dude. Shout out to Sean Nolan. Bless you guys. I would do the same. Your daughter was sweet. Family is everything. Shout out to Kevin Baker. Pick a coin lifer. She picked Rose and is blasted last year. Pick a coin life at. You're funny. Shout out to Dingo 8 My Satoshi, man. I love you, brother. Hope you had a good time here on this side of the pond. Summer does a better TA than me. She probably does. Shout out to Fidel Escobar, man. Give a dog a bone, leave a dog a bone. Like a man roam, and he'll find his way home. Right? Gonna stop. Right? How come trading months from 21K to 24K? Or the 25K? What has happened? Help us, I know, right? My son turned 9 tomorrow, man. What's up, Sam? Back to back. Kicking shirts. Let's go. Yeah, this shirt, you're for real, man. Nice fam. Blessings. Thank you. She's cute. So here's the deal. This shirt is amazing. So today, my wife's like, all right, we wanted to go eat at like we hadn't been to this one breakfast spot that's supposed to be the best breakfast spot on Martha's Vineyard. Linda Jean's. It's called Linda Jean's. All right. So we wanted to go to Linda Jean's. All right. We'll get to the TA. I'm sorry. Well, we want to go to Linda Jean's this morning, and just for the shirt, real quick shirt, Oak Bluffs restaurant, for more than 40 years, we remain committed to providing excellent service and great food. The service was excellent. I'll be honest, like the best service I've ever had. My food came fast and furious, and my food was great. Everything was awesome. So anyway, we went to Linda Jean's, and it's a long wait, an hour wait. Everyone wants to eat there. So I said to my wife, I'll drop you off, and then I'll go park. Parking was hard. I had to walk pretty far away. And then I got the kids together, Forgot the kid's shoes, came back, the whole fun thing that the dad does. And then I eventually made it to like the local town area. At that point, my wife was shopping and she's like, oh, I got something. I can't wait to show you. And I'm like, awesome. And she pulls out a shirt and she's like, I got you a shirt because I love you. And I swear at that moment, like I sat down and like I tried to hold my tears back and like I almost cried. Because earlier that day I was in the car and my wife said something and I was like, man, I'm just so grateful for my wife. I just have such a lovely wife. And God always, my friend that like was teaching me, be a better person was saying, man, every time you're grateful for something, you get more to be grateful for, And then I come back and my wife and not doesn't go and spend my money on herself. She buys something for me, And so she's always thinking about me. She's always thinking about each and every one of you, my wife, And so unbelievable. So that's where the shirt came from, and I just feel blessed. Let's get into the charts. Enough with the nonsense and Linda jeans. You know what I'm saying? Let's break down Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. Oh, man. I'll be back in the home studio on Wednesday. Show will be back ready to go on Wednesday. Shout out to everybody here for Bitcoin and the weekly candle close as we break down Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on USD and the all-time history index here for Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. So far, the weekly's already starting green too, getting a bit of a bounce there off the zone. But that's a bearish engulfing candle. You can put this candle inside of it completely, even this one. Almost the left one too, and when you can put two of them, even the first one, that's called a bearish engulfing candle for Bitcoin. So if we take a look at a bearish engulfing, also tweezer tops are no good on the weekly. Tweezer tops right next to each other, no good on the weekly. Overbought on the stochastics RSI. All right, overbought on the stochastics RSI. Let me say that again, overbought on the stochastics RSI. However, there is that hidden divergence on the 2-week chart that I've been talking about. Doesn't mean it's amazing, doesn't mean it's guaranteed, and and it could even go lower than this and still be hidden. So it doesn't mean, we could go down here and that's still hidden bullish divergence. But you have swing low to the upside here. Same scenario when you take the swing lows. Kind of have to almost skip that swing low, so I almost have to cancel it. But yeah, if you take this one, that's what I was doing. Yeah, that's hidden bullish. Because that's a downtrend, that's an uptrend, that's a perfect swing. You don't have to skip anything. Nothing comes in the way. That's definitely hidden bullish divergence to me. On the 2-week chart, some of the biggest I've ever seen, says that yes, we may dangle around here, but it does say, and I've seen this many times, 90% accurate indicator. So if we go to 10K, 7K, whatever we do, maybe we come to the 200 on the 2-week, and we do our thing. Another thing is the moving averages have to get pretty close and tight on the big time frame, so you need to see this 21 come to the 200. So we're gonna have to see some type of movement sideways here for Bitcoin. Once the moving averages get tight, that's when you'll see a bit of a bottom. Just like here when they were tight, just like here when they were tight. So when you see moving averages, that's when you know you got it ready to go. Like right there, tight. Right there, they're starting to get, the 200 doesn't always have to be in play because it's such a big moving averages. It has so much time involved. But as long as the other 5 are tight and right, it's a good indication for me. We've been looking at this, as just something. We've been throwing this out there as a possibility. Is this possibly what's happening? No one has this yet. I think I'm the first one to draw it. I don't know if anyone's drawn it yet. I haven't seen it on any channel, and we've been drawing it for 2 to 3 days now. And again, it could be completely ridiculous. I want to make this clear. I'm open-minded, do different types of TA. I hope my TA doesn't look like everybody else's. If my TA looked like everybody else's, then what would be the point of coming to the channel? You know what I'm saying? You want to be unique. I always say painters like Picasso, whatever, good painters, yes, they did the initial thing. They went to school, or they had a teacher, but they went their own way at one point. And people love them for their uniqueness. You know what I'm saying? And so find your own unique style. TA is a science and an art. Find your battle in between them both. Or not a battle, but find your meshing in between them both. Have fun with it. Just let yourself be free. And don't think too much. Make sure you're sticking to the proper, like don't force. Basically, don't rising wedges break to the downside. Falling wedges, double bottoms. Learn the basics. you know? Learn the basics. So we're going to take a look at the weekly candle here. All right. We could draw some TA later too and have some fun, but this is something I am thinking about. All right. I haven't really had time to really process too much of it. Threw it up the other day. Something on the radar there. Something on the radar. Also, it could be a nice double bottom on the weekly. You know what I'm saying? I've seen the weekly do a... Look, the weekly's high here, and we just did... I mean, and so I've been saying about every once in a while there's an anomaly in the stochastics. Look at this. And I'm not... Every time I do these things, someone's like, oh, he called bottoms again. There he is, calling a bottom. Sammy bullish. This is what he's saying. And I'm not saying that. I'm just stating here, the last time, if we line this up, you know, we were just getting above the dotted line. We were right around here. And we were here, and even though the weekly was overbought on the stochastics, we came on and we rolled down, and look what happened. I mean, we would just rip. So, could you rip up? I mean, anything is possible. Anything is possible, okay? Anything is possible. Then have a dip and, like, you know? So, I just want people to understand that anything is possible. That's all. Just be open-minded. And be as open-minded as you've ever been in your life when it comes to Bitcoin, all right? Because you just never know. Right now, we're now in a channel, possibly, you know, with a broadening wedge. I still say we broke down out of the rising wedge, you know. Regardless, let's double-click here and take a look at the weekly candle. Enough with the patterns. Just for now, we look at the weekly candle. We have some fun. We take a moment to look at Bitcoin's weekly candle. What did it do? Where did it start? What information can we derive, you know? We do see that we have support here on the weekly, right there. We have weekly support in these two zone areas. That's weekly support at 21,000, which we did wick back above, and 20,900, which we touched too. So we did hit, in fact, weekly support and did bounce off of it. Just something to think about, is that our high or low? So now Bitcoin must put in a higher high above 24,000. You see that on the weekly? That's our weekly resistance, clear as day. If Bitcoin can't get above 24,000, expect more downside. So we could even make a nice rally here. Come on up on the weekly. If we make an M pattern, expect more downside. You see? We got to get above this zone. Kind of like we're doing here. Break above, came back, bounce. This is a crucial bounce. This could be what's called an SR flip right here on the weekly. Previous resistance becomes new support. And we bounce away from $21,000. So these are just things you have to think about that are possible, right? Very, very possible. We must get back above the 200-day moving average on the weekly. The 200 on the weekly, or the 200 on the weekly, I like to say. Because, you know, it's not the 200 anymore. It's how many days, we'll see. But so that's something to think about. Now, here you see OH, L, and C. Whenever you're on a weekly candle, every single Sunday night, this is what we do, all right? And we have 24,315, the candle open, right? The high was 25,207. Right, the low was 20,765, right, and it would close at 20,495. It would close below my resistance at 20,500, right below, but below it nonetheless. So, not the best weekly candle for Bitcoin. Bearish engulfing. We closed below the 200. A lot of bearish signs. Could it be a bear trap? It very well could be. We could rip back above it. The whole idea is this yellow line. If you're a bull for Bitcoin, this yellow line is your life preserver. It is your life. It is everything. Staying below it is depressing. It means you're getting pressed. It means you got to learn to short. You should join a trading group and learn to short. Another idea is a lot of people, you know, wonder why join a trading group for $99. What's the point? You know, I could figure out all this on my own. Honestly, I think you could, but it might take a long time. I look at trading like a cave system. And I look at all the YouTubers like mazes. And every one YouTuber, I'm not saying every one of them has bad information. Some bad, some of the caves are dead ends. They don't go anywhere. Other YouTubers are just beginning stages. Like you can take them and then you kind of take them to another level, right? And so I would love to be a pass-through for people, beginners, intermediate, and experts, and just places to people that love to learn how to trade, really want to be and be a part of a community where they can talk about crypto, engage in crypto, and change their lives, you know. And the thing is to go after goals, to set ideas, to have a dream. What are you going after? What do you want in your life? What are you going for? Write it down, Tell yourself exactly what it is and just work until you get that goal. When you go from there, work until you get the next one and just continue over and over and over and over again. Love me a good cave. Shout out to Emery Thompson. I don't get a notification for some reason. Well, I'm here every single Saturday night. Honestly, when people say they don't get a notification, I love it and I understand that and it's all good. But my banner tells you exactly when I go live, and I'm you know, if I'm late, it's like a minute, right? But look, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern time every Monday through Friday, and 8 p.m. every Saturday and Sunday night. So like, and that's Eastern Standard Time. So you just like, don't play yourself. You know what I'm saying? You have the banner. You know exactly where to be. And I don't care if you get a notification or not. Show up and do your thing, baby. Because we're here every single Sunday night for Bitcoin in the weekly candle close. So there you have it. And I love you. I love you. I love you. I wasn't having to go. I know you weren't. I'm just messing around. I love you, man. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Set a reminder. What do you think about Blocktopia coin? I think it's a great coin. They beat it to the ground. A lot of VC money in there. Got pressed a little bit too. Interesting, you know. I like the project. I think it could do numbers for sure, you know. Another idea for Bitcoin is it making a double bottom with a higher low? Could that have been the most beautiful last minute entry of your life? You know what I'm saying? Some say it could have been. A lot of people are so scared. That could have been the greatest time to buy Bitcoin. I buy Bitcoin in these areas. Right? It just is what it is. You got to buy the fear, right? So that takes care of the weekly. The idea that even though it's overbought, that there are anomalies and that we could fly to the upside. So just don't, everyone who's telling you you're bearish because the Stokes are high, just remember the Stokes were high right here. And so if anyone tells you that, say, well, I agree with you. Say highly likely. Probability is likely we dump to the downside for sure. Say highly likely. No problems with that. I'm with you. I'm with you, right? I'm with you. Let's move this into play here. Say, I'm with you, 100%. Overbought on the stochastics RSI here. See that? Like 100% overbought on the Stokes. And we just say there was one time here where we overbought on the Stokes and just Bitcoin just did not care and it went on a tear, you know. And I'm not saying that's happening now, and I'm not guaranteeing it at all for any reason whatsoever. But I'm just suggesting that you know, we must be open-minded to any possibility. We must be open-minded for 10K to 7K. Hey, 5K. Even though I don't want to say it and it hurts to say it, $5,000 possible for Bitcoin. To me, anything is possible, right? Anything is possible. What does an alien race invades us and like no one, like Bitcoin becomes the least of anybody's worries and we do something like, who knows? I'm open-minded that anything is possible. All right, so you know, that's why I don't say, you know, this is a beautiful falling rising wedge that wants to break to the upside. Nice measured move. 55,000. 58K, right? Just saying, you know. If we pull off a double bottom here and we don't go lower, it'll be strong sign for the market. If we do not, we're headed to the downside hard, right? Now, a lot of people are looking like this, and I'm not saying we're not, but let's just take a look. So far, our weekly candle is suggesting and attempting to put in a higher low, right? I mean, technically, that has a long leg down. See that? That kind of completes the channel. Look how that hits it. $7,500, $7,800 Bitcoin. So, like, could we go to 7K? You know, I mean, we'd have to get through these levels first. We could bounce off 12,000, 10,000, 11K. You know, you get the Richard Hart crew that are like kind of, they say 80% chance that we're going down in here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm open-minded to believe anything is possible. People want me to pin me. They want to say, Lifer, tell us, you know, we going lower. And I'm just like, you know, anything is possible. You got a slight divergence here. It's not crazy, but like swing down is a sharp downtrend. That downtrend is sharp, but not as sharp as that. It's like a class C. It's not crazy, right? But it's like slight. You see that? From this swing to this swing. I didn't even notice that before. And I'm just being open-minded on a stretch. You know, you won't see that on a lot of other channels. Just things I'm thinking about live here on the channel. Soloway and Crown are predicting lower, right? David Hagen, after watching The Secrets of the Skinwalker Ranch and looking into the legitimacy of the, I'm pretty convinced, on top project of Blue Book, the government made, yeah. Skinwalker is creepy, man. The Skinwalker Ranch is creepy. Anyone notice the new intro for cryptolifer? Shout out to Laura Marshall. Thank you for saying that. Appreciate that. Lifer's beginner's course is stunning. Lifer is a calm, focused teacher and shares his years of experience, 2+ hours, his teaching, his TA style from A to Z, the foundation, and the first step for everyone. Thank you for saying that. Every single Tuesday, I do teach class, all right? And every Saturday from 9 to 12, I teach class as well. Jump on in. Love to see you there. Love to have you, all right? And it's from 3 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. And I go over just like all the indicators that I'm using, how I trade, how to make a chart, how to draw this, some risk management, and then a 9-point checklist that I use to get it in and out of any trade, things I'm looking at, things I'm thinking about, how I use the 21-day moving average in conjunction with the MACD, how I use the RSI to find divergences, and how I use the stochastics RSI for overbought and oversold ideas. So in conjunction with this whole picture, you can kind of begin to get a bit of a strategy that you can take on yourself, and you can use it your own way. You know, you can use it to scalp trade, you can use it to swing trade, you can go long trade, short trade. It all depends on what you want to do with the skills that we give you. You know, some people want to scalp all day long on those 15 and 7. Some people want to swing on the 4 hours. Some people like the daily. It just depends on what your trading style will bring you. You know, so more than likely, if you just trade this just black and white style, right, without being open-minded and really just probability style, rising wedges break down 68% of the time. The stochastics are high. You're overbought on the weekly. You're likely to dump to a new low. All right, it is what it is. Your next level of support is 12,000. So Bitcoin to 12,000. If it breaks this low here, I mean, that's where we're going. All right. How will you know whether you're going to 12K or not? Well, first sign of all of this is you'll get above the 200. Bitcoin will start to get back above this 200, and it will get above it. If Bitcoin does that and stays above the 200, things are completely different, you see, and things have changed. So that's your first sign you're looking at on the weekly chart, really on a weekly basis, okay? Now, if this just kind of makes a candle, and we'll be here exactly next week at 8 p.m. back at the home studio. I can't wait. It'll be the first time we're there in the home studio in a long time because we've been bouncing around for a while this summer, traveling the whole summer, really. So a bounce here, right? You're expecting, are we going to get it? We're going to look at the smaller time frames to zoom into that idea, okay? But there we are for Bitcoin on the weekly. I think we kind of went over the weekly. Now I've looked at the 2-week chart as well. The 2-week has some moves. It's flattening out. Let's double click the stochastics. But look at that. That's a bullish turn. So far, you know, it hasn't curved down. It doesn't look like, and it crossed the dotted line. Every time the 2-week has crossed the dotted line, let's take a look at that. What you want to do is a good back testing technique. What you want to do here is you want to go here and hit Apple V. Wherever you saw the 2-week cross the dotted line, right? And you just want to go back and check those out. Just fun. I love doing this. You make sure you can't see price action yet because when you go back, you want to see what's going on. So here, there was one right there when we crossed, and Bitcoin did a little dip, but it definitely started to move to the upside. All right. Here it crossed, and actually we had the pandemic, and then it made another move, but it started to move to the upside. It was close to a bottom for sure. Here it crossed, and that was a move huge, and here it crossed, and it was the beginning of a huge bull run. So it doesn't mean it doesn't dip a little bit beforehand, but it has shown that it's a pretty bullish sign for a move to the upside, you know, especially when it spent this much down here, this much time down here, kind of waving out. So it's interesting. 2-week chart is very exhausted, very, very oversold. Also, on the 2-week chart, something I've been bringing up that no one else really talks about. The MACD, yes, it got really high on that last run, but which it never done, but it also had never been this low. I've never seen the MACD this low on the 2-week chart in the lifetime of Bitcoin, right? Since August of 2011 here in the, you know. So just, you know, that's, and it doesn't mean it can't go lower, and it doesn't mean we're not going lower, but it does mean that I think 7 to 21K is your bottom, you know, and when we get to 300, 500,000, 7 to 21K, people won't be so, yeah, that was the, you know, oh, did you buy between the 7 and 21K? Oh yeah, I bought in there. I bought in that bottom, that last bottom. You know what I'm saying? People are going to call the bottom between whatever we find this bottom as in this area here, the 17.5. Really. Because as time goes on and Bitcoin gets bigger and bigger, that area that you bought at the bottom it gets less relative to the other area that you bought at the bottom, right? They just start kind of it's like two stars that look like a binary star, but when you get closer, they get far apart, right? But when you get far apart, they get so, the further away we get, the closer those buys look. You see what I mean? That's the easiest way to say that. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. 651 people, 345 likes, $22 in Super Chats. Shannon, your Super Chats. We can go over them every day. Super Chats, Algo Project, the next bull run, baby Doge. Projection for the next bull run. I love algorithm. I'll tell you that. I like the project. The guy started Zero Fault Tolerance, or like he was one of the creator of Zero Fault Tolerance, I believe, or the guy, the CEO of Algorand. I don't know his name offhand. Someone could probably throw it in the chat. But the idea behind this is, he's one of the smartest people in crypto. So wouldn't you want to own the coin of the person? And again, I'm not a financial advisor. You do whatever makes you happy. But wouldn't you want to own the coin of the person that created maybe some of the beginnings of what we all use in crypto now, and that is probably highly connected in the space? And Algo is founded here in Boston, Mass. That's where they have their big foundation. That's where their building is. That's where you can go, I think Algo CEO is a chicken A. Hey guys. Gonna join the lifers. I'm sold on your TA. Anything you want to do, man, you do. And again, everyone tries to say that I say where the price is going. I don't know where Bitcoin's going. I don't know if we're going to 10K or not. I don't know if we're gonna rip up. You know what I'm saying? And then people that think they know think I'm slow for saying I don't know. Oh, he doesn't know. Honestly, when I tell myself I know where Bitcoin's going is when I lose. That's when I make the biggest mistakes of my life as a beginner trader. Whenever I tell myself, oh, it's definitely going to do that, I get into a trade. When I put my money in, I believe I'm going to make money. I believe and project the idea is going to play out to the upside. But, you know what I mean? I'm not like, I also am ready for anything. I'm open-minded. Shout out to Gina Bombina in the game. I don't have any algo yet. I'm just not sold on it yet. I'm not that sold on it either, so I don't have a huge bag of it. I'm sold on your testimony. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one for being here. The testimonials have been coming in stronger than I've ever seen them for the last few days. Like someone lit a fire under the testimonials, but they've just been crazy. Look, 3 months of Lifer Discord has helped me in so many ways, but maybe more profoundly on non-TA learnings. Lost a couple hundred of thousand coming into Lifer. Couple hundred thousands coming into the Lifer. Now getting 10% weekly gains with way less risk of downside. Game changer for me described below. My biggest issue was the shiny object syndrome. I love the trade, got into it. I would be in it 20 minutes, and I ran, and I wasn't up 50% yet. And another person made another call that looked juicy. I closed it and hopped to another one. 4 to 5 trades a day pre-Lifer. Now I'm doing 2 to 3 trades over a 2 to 3 day period. The nickels you lose on those constant in and out trades stack up to lots of money. Trade only when alerts that you set hits. This will slow you down. So when you're doing TA, you aren't looking to get into a trade right away. Your TA is to set alerts. And that alert, describe it in detail. Put the links in the charts where you found it, etc. I now only trade when a previous set alert hits. Although still don't blindly go in, go back and make sure things haven't changed. Margin screws up everything, trust me. When I came here, I was like, whatever. I'm using margin. I don't care what the lifer thinks. The issue is really screws with you with only with the only protection you have, which is enough time to see through a trade. 3L and 3S coins are fantastic. Goals. I finally started applying goals like I would in my business. They work. It'll help you decision making in trades. I know this sounds like an obvious one, but without a specific weekly/monthly goal, you are just trading to trade. More gambling. You would be shocked at the compounding effect of a small investment with small weekly returns. 5,000 is easy, 1 million in a year. I know this sounds crazy, but go do some calculations on 5 to 10% a week from a $5,000 investment, and it's nuts. Nice edit. Sorry for using the yeah, someone edit. But anyway, so just, and there's just a lot. This one was like one came in and it literally, I have to download it. It's a document, and it's insane. I actually it's amazing. It's amazing. This one's unreal, honestly. This one I want to read at the end of the live. I just want to read just the beginning, and then I'm done. All right, just the beginning. Just the beginning. Well, I'm 39, Sam's age. I've had a long, successful corporate career at a Fortune 100 company. I've learned tons of fantastic people and we did big things. My strength has always been in people, relationship building, listening, motivating, just understanding good people and bringing out the best in them. I worked with, followed, and hired people based on integrity, trust, grit, low, BS level, and insert any other virtue you want. This guy has them all. I'm still a bit in disbelief. Trust me. When I explain to people that I resigned from a great job, not a career advice, and now I follow this guy on YouTube, people in my family and closest friends look at me like I have 12 heads. You day trade? No one can beat the market. And crypto, oh my God, so risky. You're going to lose all your money. Get a real job. Quit being lazy. It still sounds a bit crazy to me too. Something I never thought I would get involved with, especially with success I had in my previous career. I'll read this at another time, but this is just, that's deep. He wrote like a 2-page essay and it's amazing. Anyway. Let's get back into Bitcoin. Enough about me in the group, You'll find out for yourself. You'll do your own due diligence, and over time, the truth will set you free, baby. So look, rising wedge break to the downside. I called a short here last night, and I called a short yesterday on my live. If you watched all my updates, I do these morning updates now. Every single weekend, you're going to catch me on Saturday and Sunday in the morning doing these awesome updates. And if you look at my 2 updates today, I was short both times, and the reason is because we had resistance and we couldn't get above the resistance. So, I just kind of explained what I see, what's going on. And shout out to everyone that ran these videos up. I love it. 3,400 views, 2,400 views. Thank you so much. This would have gotten more probably because that issue with the low res at the end of the video. 21,926. So it's okay now. Anyway, so shout out to everyone that's a new addition to the channel. You see, we started it last weekend. I don't know if we did it. Did we? Yeah, we did it last weekend. The weekend before. So we've been doing it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. So it's going to be something that you see now every Saturday and Sunday morning. Just a quick update real fast somewhere between 7 and 9 a.m. No guaranteed time when it comes out. Just getting it out. And things that you need to see for the weekend, things that could just getting you ready for this stream. So if you stay tuned, even if you just do the weekend stream at the beginning to get involved, that's a really good thing to do. Watch the morning one, then watch the night one. Then watch the morning one, watch the night one. So you'll watch, and those look like they're live, but they are recorded. They're pre-recorded and then uploaded in a live setting. All right. Bodina matches Dingo's better. Shout out to Dingo Bodina. That's so funny, man. He finally changed it back. It's been a long time. Shout out to Gina Bobina and Dingo Bodina. This is so funny, man. Super chats, baby Doge. Oh no. William Siam. Thank you. Right. Shout out to Kevin, who is such an awesome shiller. Love this guy. Shout out to Kevin. Kevin is amazing. My family learned over time that I was very engaged in Bitcoin and crypto in general. They automatically assume that I'd become a right-wing... So funny, man. I didn't know that was associated with cryptocurrency. NFA for you, try. LOL. Bro, it's going to drop top. You feel me? You're funny, man. Anyway, so... let's take a look at what we're seeing here now. The 1 hour time frame is getting over, 4 hours getting overbought. And if you look at the overall pattern here, this is a rising wedge that breaks down, And so to me, you have a big leg too that could break down. Conservative is just the length of the pole to the downside for a double bottom. All right. So conservative drop is a drop here to this level. So you're praying for a bounce on 20,750, right? 20,800 area, right? That's the double bottom. Now, usually you do drop the length of the pole, and you got a long one there. No pun intended there, but that's, interesting. It takes me to the next resistance zone, and hold up. For some reason, my VPVR ain't up there. Where's my Linda? Where's my VPVR, Linda? I put it on last night. Where is it, Linda? So look, we had a POC here on the VPVR, right? And when you lose a POC, you're likely to head down to that node, and you see it sticking out. If you gain this and you head above and you kind of do some consolidation and get here, then you're likely to bounce right back up to this node. That's just how these nodes work. You'll see it all the time. Look, we got here above this one. Boom, we boomed up. We went sideways. We got above this one. We got up to that one. We had issues. We came down. When we got below this one, where did we go? We fell right to the next one right here. And I talked about this. I don't know if you saw me making this rising wedge of these different channels. And I said, listen, if we lose this POC in that high volume node here, likely we're going to boom back down, 20,000. I said, don't be surprised if you see Bitcoin down here at 19K. I said it many, many times. You know what I'm saying? I said, so don't be surprised you see Bitcoin down at 19K. We do a bit of a double bottom, you know, and we could go lower. Always be ready for 7,000, 10,000. Just be ready for anything. I say it so much on my channel, it's crazy. Because I do one appearance on one show, and then people claim that I called the bottom. You know what I'm saying? To me, margin is great for scalping if you're only leveraging up to 3 to 4%. Stop loss on a trade with a high reward to risk ratio. Just go to do the math before every. Just got to do the math before every trade. Yeah, maybe there's just a lot of emotions going on, and people also see that the spread is different. Like you get a different spread. You know what I mean? So, anyway, shout out to my wife for buying me a shirt. She was just like, I just wanted you to have a nice shirt for the... She's just so nice, man. God bless her soul. I sat there and I closed my eyes and I felt whatever you want to call God. To me, God is this beam of light, of all energy, all focus, and it hits me in the head as hard as it can. And I feel like I'm just there with it. And it's just like, and I'm like, and I sat there in this town square today and I was just like, why? And I sat there and I cried in my mind. I said, why am I so blessed? I said, why did you give me such a wonderful person in my life? I said, why? And I just said, thank you. And I said, thank you to, you know, I don't know if you've ever been in a state of gratitude, but if you're in true gratitude, like a true state of gratitude, it's not like you're crying, but it is earth shattering. If you're in a true, like 100%, you feel it, you vibrate, and you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, and you really, 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 really are 1,000% believing in every single thing that you have has to be the best. Like, they couldn't be better. Like, there could never be something better than my wife. And if you believe that, if you think that, then it's true. You know what I mean? And anyway, sorry. I was in a moment there. I just really went somewhere in my mind. I really was in a moment. But wow, you know, that's just funny. Anyway. Crazy, but like I really truly think that my wife is the best, man, you know. So all right, let's go by day. So I've been talking about resistance here for a long time, right? Can also see it's a rising wedge on the other time frame we showed you. We can rework it, you know. It's even a rising wedge here that's, you know. So Bitcoin showing some trouble here on the 4-hour time frame. Overbought. You know, when the 4 hours overbought, I tend to short the market. All right. Now, we're going to flip on BOOKMAP and we'll take a look at BOOKMAP and we'll bring it into the picture to see what we got going on. All right. SuperChat's Baby Doge. Still Baby Doge. My gratitude for my legs gets me through my day. 4-mile fasted hike. 4-mile rock with 45 pounds. Dude, that's crazy. That means that's amazing. Every day is so dapper. Gotta respect that. Shout out to Laura Marshall. Thank you. DXY, got no chill. Damn, Emery, that's dedication. God bless, Lifer. You guys are special. Big shout out from London, UK. If you guys are over here, I got you. I drive an iconic black cab, so I got your own private chauffeur from Walid Siam, man. You're the man, dude. Love that. Thank you so much, Walid. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for putting that up, East Jordan. My wife heard you edifying your wife, and now she likes your channel. Love captures all. Shout out to Rich Barry, man. Appreciate you for being here, man. Hey, man, behind every good man is an even better woman. Bitcoin 1 week RSI has only been that low a few times before, and Bitcoin never revisited the bottom after. Am I missing something? Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly RSI, says my man. All right. Shout out to DJ Porter Rock in the house. And it's a Saturday night, Sunday night kind of thing. It's a little different than the weekly, you know, than the day-to-day streams. You know, we try to be funky with it. You know, we are funky with it. So yeah, I mean, this is what Porter Rock was saying here. Let's double click. And we're going to look at the RSI. All right. The weekly RSI since 2010. Bitcoin got low here on divergence. And had divergence right here on the weekly. And let's just see if it was divergence. Hold on. We do the work when a lot of people just don't want to do the work, you know. And you're not going to get perfect divergence in the weekly, but look, swing down and swing down. And yeah, I mean, that's a sharp swing to the downside, and that's flat. So yeah, that's a beautiful divergence there. Okay. It's Class B. Class B divergence on the weekly. We'll take that. Our second one here, and you're looking for divergence here now. All right. Shout out to Portal Rock for breaking it down. And I mean, again, yeah, you have it. You have the sharp swing to the downside, but that's swinging down. But look, if you brought that same level up here and you went parallel, see how that's pretty parallel to that? That's Class B. Class C, really bullish divergence, but that's still a bullish divergence. You see that? Because these lines would divide each other, and that's what divergence means. They're not going the same way, you know. They're eventually, look, that one's going this way. They're going to eventually just keep going away from each other. They're diverging away from each other, right? And now we see if we got it here. Now here, we would see this swing down and swing down. So you're looking for the sharp swing to the downside, which would look just like 1, 2, and 3, right? And when you have it, and that is a divergence just like we saw the other 2 times in a row. Interesting enough, right? Does it mean we've bottomed for sure? Usually it does, right? Right there was your bottom, right? And you can't, I'm not claiming, I just want to show everyone, I'm not saying this is the bottom. I'm having fun with everybody. A lot of times when I do this too, I'm revisiting it myself and just looking at it and being like, well, this is interesting. So there's a bottom there, you know? But again, on the 200. See, I'm all about my moving averages. So like, you can say whatever we want about a bottom and this and a bottom of that. Till we get back above the 200 day, the 200 on the weekly, I'm bearish. Like, we got to get back above that zone. You know, I'm not going to feel comfortable until we're back above that. You know, some of this looks good, but he is 100% right. The RSI's never been that low. Look at never in the Bitcoin's life. I mean, it tells you that's why I've been buying Bitcoin a lot lately, because I'm like, people who are waiting for the bottom may never get it. There's a chance you may never get it. I'd rather buy it all right now and watch it go to 10K than miss it and go to 80K right now. You get what I'm saying? So I'd rather lose 50% and then have to recover back up and go through a bear run than watch Bitcoin fly up to 50K right now and miss out. So that's why I'm buying Bitcoin around these areas. You do whatever makes you happy. I can't tell anyone what to do, you know? I'm doing what I got to do to survive, baby. You know what I mean? And I'm throwing it out there every single day. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling, you know, I'm showing you, each and every one of you, what I'm thinking, right? I'm nice enough to do that. I could keep it to myself and just shut my mouth, right? Like when I got into Phantom at 20 cents, like when I found Atom at $5, or like when I found Link at 178, all right? Or like when I found Cake at 60 cents, or the list goes on, or EGLD at $20, where I publicly made all these clear statements and said, hey, I'm going to buy this around these areas, or this looks good to me around here. And you can look at my track record and you go back into the past and you can see how many different things I've said since September of 2019 when I started my channel, you know. How do you feel about the argument that crypto has never gone through a recession depression? To me, it doesn't really matter. We're going to make it through no matter what. You know, the world, you haven't really gone through one either then. We've gone through a slight recession, but Bitcoin was born out of these. It's supposed to thrive through those. And if the whole world economy takes a dump, which it could, Bitcoin will take a dump for sure, but it will be the first thing to rise back out, because why would anyone trust anything else at that point? The trust would be completely evaporated from all of civilization. No one would want a world bank even near them. It would just justify why Bitcoin would fly to the upside. I think the movement back up would be just one of the most insane rises you've ever seen in any asset in history. So yeah, if we had a world depression, recession, and we dumped to the downside horribly, okay, you know, but I still believe that Bitcoin will become the greatest asset out of all of that pain and anguish. And yeah, and I'm sticking to that idea because it's the scarcest asset. And I study human history, and human history tells me that the scarcest assets will survive. You know, I was a gold bug before Bitcoin, and I'm now a bit. I wouldn't buy an ounce of gold ever again for the rest of my life. Like if I have extra money and I don't know what to do with it, you know, which never really happens. But if it did happen, I'm putting it in BTC. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I'm okay, and I'm holding it for 4 to 8 years. And that's my plan. If I have extra money, I put it in BTC, I hold it 4 to 8 years. It tends to do very, very well. It tends to 10, 20, sometimes even 30x your money. So, again, I'm not a financial advisor. You do whatever makes you happy. It tends to 20x people's money, not, the people that tend to do, get into Bitcoin. But again, everyone's life is different. Everyone's situation is different. Nobody knows what you're doing or what you're going through. All right. That's why people ask about stop losses. You're always like, well, we don't know. Like, how much do you have? What are you doing? These are questions that, like, I don't want to ask and I don't want to know, So that's why when people ask for stop losses, people don't answer them, or they say, hey, man, you got to know that answer yourself. We're not trying to be rude to you. You need to figure that this is something that you need to come to terms with and understand that you're not ready or you're just not sure, So 21,700 is big resistance, and 21,500 is big resistance. We must get back above 21,500 to remain bullish. It's that simple. That's why I shorted the market here. That's why when we came back up and we couldn't get back above, I would still stay to short the market. All right. Also, the bearish divergence here on the 15-minute, right, which we now have confirmed, which is swing down on the RSI with a swing up here on the price action. That's called bearish divergence, already starting to play out, and you have another resistance now you can't break back above. So I'm still bearish on this idea here, and honestly, the sad thing is I don't like to trade on Saturday and on Sunday night into Monday, because watch, look at the price action right now on the 1 hour already. Like, just look at it. It was scam city. Look at the wickage now going on. Like, let's really look at it. As Sunday started, up and down. Huge spike up, sold up. Spike up, sold off. Spike up, sell all the way down, back up. And then, come on. And if you're leverage trading, you're too close to these zones. And if you have too much X in there, you're getting liquidated and getting hit off. And so the point is, that's why I'm always keen and just weary of it, Now, there's a time to leverage trade. Like, honestly, like, I'm not 100% against it. I'm 100% against it for beginners. If you have 2 to 3 years trading spot and you're in a ripping bull market and you feel like you could take advantage of some leverage, then by all means, do whatever makes you happy. But if you're a beginner and you haven't traded for years, I say it's just not the best look, So you can see in my short here, we just broke this POC. You see it? And like I told you, when you break a POC, you're headed to the next one. You get it? And I've shown you this many times. So you just broke this POC. You short at least down to the next side. This is also an M pattern here, likely to break to the downside. And we talked about this. You were overbought and you were hitting resistance. You had bearish divergence on the 15, all right? And the 1 hour was also hitting resistance. It was just likely the short were going to play out. I've been short ever since we couldn't get above 21,569. And honestly, it's black or white. If the bulls get back above it, then fine. We could do a V-shaped recovery. Maybe we do a shoulder, head and a shoulder. Anything is possible. But right now, it's just likely we're headed to the downside. Look at the 4 hour beginning to take a dump. And that could be a bearish engulfing candle on the 4 hour time frame. All right? You see that? This rising wedge is breaking to the downside. It's simple as that. 68% chance it was going to. And look at that strange candle on the 4 hour. That's insane. That candle is nuts. That's an indecision doji. Not really a good candle, especially at the end of a move. Do you want indecision when you're about to kick down a door? No. And you were right at resistance. So indecision at resistance usually means you're going to drop, right? And now, see this POC sticking out? 21,400. It's a big deal. Like, you're losing that zone, okay? You're losing the zone. You do have support right here on the 4 hour. See where these candles bang, 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 bang. So you got 4 hour support. 21,300, but you're coming for it. You're coming for it hard, all right? 15-minute is also kind of getting lazy and could make this extra dump to the downside. Just because it's high doesn't mean, and then we see even more dumpage. So far, short's continuing to the downside. I haven't said I wouldn't close any short that you opened from up here that started from when we opened the short. Let's look at the short that we started here, and let's take a look at it. It's a short on Bitcoin, a 3S token, and you could have shorted anything else too. Matic 3S, Phantom 3S, Dot 3S, anything with a 3S is the play, all right? So look, we started the short here at this flag. This is where the short was opened, right here. The short is still in heavy money right now. Heavy money. All right. Now, we wanted to get that bump. We did not. Let's just readjust this, and you're still in this falling wedge. You see that? That Sammy Cup and Handy did not play out, right? Some would say, well, it's still in a long, elongated handle. I guess, but I tend to shy away from that idea. Okay. So let's take a look here. Bitcoin 3S. I mean, that could still just bang on you. It's in a beautiful flag. The 1 hour wants to take a move. The RSI is ready to fly. It's in a falling wedge, close to oversold or at least below 50. That bang, bang, bang. That's one of my prerequisites. It was low there. Do you have bullish divergence? You kind of have hidden bullish. Isn't that interesting? You have hidden bullish divergence. You have swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down on the RSI. It tells me that the trend could continue to the upside. Hidden bullish divergence on the 1 hour time frame for the Bitcoin short, and that's still a flag. You know what I'm saying? Gains of possible right now about 30%, 33%. So 31%. So I'm watching this closely. Bitcoin keeps to lose those areas, right? And if you look at BOOKMAP, it's got no liquidity anymore. Like, no one's really doing nothing. Look at that. One huge sell at 22,000, like a massive sell wall at 22K. And then a few people trying to scoop up some Bitcoin at 21,250. Suggest that we definitely go lower to 21,250, at least for now. All right? At least for now, the only thing we're seeing on the order book are fat orders lower than where we're at. Probably to bring the price down on liquidity, you know. Bit of a tiny little double bottom there. If you look at the 4 hour time frame, this thing is oversold, ready to go, touching the 21 above a POC, right? And you have some, you add resistance right here in the zone. Let's take a look here. So you had resistance right there, resistance, you got above it, resistance right there, and you're right here. So if I call that like a zone or an area, which it is, it's a support and resistance zone. It looks like we're bouncing off that zone, right? So it's a flag on the 4 hour ready to push up, and that also has hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hour time frame. That's very, very strong. All right, because look, this is a swing to the downside here, and you have lack of bearish momentum. I mean, this short is looking hot to trot. So I'm going to call shorts in the 4 hour time frame for tonight, honestly, into tomorrow. No one has to trade anything that I say. Nothing I say can be taken as financial advice, all right? I am just calling a short for myself. It looks likely, probability-wise, that the short on the 4 hour is going to play out, but you never know. High probability. Based on the indicators, I don't know if it's going to go up or down. I have no clue, okay? My indicators tell me what to do, and I do what they tell me to do. If they tell me to short, I short. If they tell me to long, I long. I don't tell myself what to do. I'm completely emotionless when it comes to trading, all right? So that's a falling wedge, you know, bull flag that I've traded many, many times in my life. Also, the 21 just crossed over the 200-day moving average. The 50 is coming, just like we got a death cross on Bitcoin. Now you're looking for a golden cross here. You're looking for the 50 to come and cross this 200. Boom. If price pumps up, it's going to drag that on up. You're also looking for the 80 to cross the 100. You see the 50 cross the 80 and the 100 time frame already. Those are mini golden crosses, or you could call them pre-golden crosses. And we still have a little bit of hidden bullish divergence, which I know plays out very, very nicely. You also got above a POC. When you do that, you're likely to head all the way up to the end of the node range. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got it to at least this area here. So you look at this short, and now what I want you to show you is how I take advantage of the market this way. Look at the total market cap of all of cryptocurrency. This is the total market cap of all of crypto. Fighting just broke below 1 trillion. You don't think that's psychological? We just broke below $1 trillion, 998. And we're showing that we can't get above it on the weekly time frame. That's Bear City, baby. That's Bear City. Am I wrong? Now, maybe you're making a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, but that's not looking good to me. All right? You know, you're contending with 964 billion on the wick in this area here. Right? You break those, we'll talk about lower areas, and this is also a flag to me. It's a bearish flag, ascending triangle, you know. Bear flag. So total market cap looks to go belly down on you, at least down and back to 869 billion. And it broke $1 trillion right now, today, on the live. I mean, this is horrible. Not horrible. It's good. We're going to make a bunch of money shorting the market. It's fine. You know, we're going to be able to short like you read about. So let's take a look at what we could short. What is fun to short, or what a trader would short, right? And then you figure out if, you know, you can get educated, find out what shorting is, figure it out yourself, and go your own way, right? So I take a look at, and I short on KuCoin with 3S tokens. It's baby shorting, right? Some people make fun of me for it, but I don't get liquidated. I'm still here every day, and I'm having a blast. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I'm making money on the move. So, to me, I like this move here on the 4-hour time frame. These all look really nice to me, and you'll see a bunch of trades like this, right? 34% too, might even make more once it gets above the zone. A little bit of bearish divvy right there already, but it also has hidden bullish to me, which I think overrides the bearish that already kind of played out, that oversold, and anything could happen. They could be faking us out. Bitcoin could make a huge short squeeze, and these could all dump to the downside. They could be making shoulders, heads. We may make a right shoulder here. Always be ready for anything. Once I'm up in the trade, move the trade into break even, or at least into profit on the stop loss. That's what I do. So if it is a fake out, I just get kicked out of the trade. I don't lose anything. And if it keeps pumping, then I make dough. And if they go and grab my stop and pump it, then it is what it is. Whatever they do, it is what it is. If you keep showing up to bat, eventually you will hit a home run. Eventually, you will raise your batting average. Eventually, you will understand more about the pitcher, about what's getting thrown at you, okay? Now, when I enter a trade, I do like to enter on the lows here, but there's still momentum on the 1-hour time frame, all right? 50-minute also is in a decision. I can see a move here. So I actually don't mind the phantom shorts right now. Looking pretty sweet to me. So phantom is in a nice little move. And Phantom 3S would follow the Bitcoin 3S move. So we're looking at Bitcoin 3S, Phantom 3S. So I'm looking at the shorts tonight. I'm looking at the shorts, and I could be 100% wrong. We could wake up tomorrow, and Bitcoin could pump all the way and short squeeze us, and I could be one of the squeezed. And it is what it is, you know. But I'm just playing the probabilities. Right now, the way the probability looks, and I do this every single day, constantly, without fail, without taking a day off, the probability to me is likely a short to the downside. And I'm usually not saying that. Usually I'm saying the probability is blah, 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 right? So now you look at, and this is how you do it. So you're looking at Phantom 3S, Bitcoin 3S. Then you look at DOT 3S. Now remember, a lot of these tokens, the 3S tokens too, are also a little high on the daily, right? So if you look at this too, see, look, you're a little overbought on the daily. All right. And you did get rejected by a resistance. See this? You're like, Lifer, you just told me to short out. And that's why I'm showing you. You never know what's going to happen. All you can do is play probabilities. All right? That's why when everyone tries to say, like, you know, there may be a day when I might post 8 trades, and you know what? 8 trades I may lose all 8. Or I may post 8 trades, and all 8 trades may fail in the trading group. Because we trade off BTC. And one day, like right now, like today, I might look at 4 shorts, and Bitcoin might get short squeezed, and all the shorts get banged out, right? I'm not perfect. I'm going on what I see as high probability, right? You may learn from me, and you may say, you know what? I use this and this indicator. I use that and that indicator. You may just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I may get you started to just go on your own journey, but I get you started. You know what I'm saying? No one's going to say that, like, exactly how I do it is the perfect, or exactly what I do is this. All I'm trying to show you is how to get people started, how to get them on their way, how to get them going, you know. If I didn't know the daily, you know, which is a little overbought, this 4-hour looks very, very bullish on .3S. You know what I'm saying? And I'm reluctant to open tons of altcoin trades because 90% of altcoins are going to follow Bitcoin. It just is what it is. So it's a .3S, a Phantom 3S, a Matic 3S kind of night. All right? These are 3S tokens. They're ETFs, electronically traded funds, based off of the asset. They're inverse derivatives based on the asset. When the asset dumps, these will pump the inverse amount by 3 times. If Matic dumps 5%, this will pump about between, 12.5 to 15, depending on the peg and how it's going and how many people are in the liquidity. But for the most part, it should pump 15% if Matic dumps 5%. So on a tiny move, you can get yourself paid here. Look at Matic, possible gain of 44% on the short token here, right? And these are kind of cup and handles too. Every one of them has a Sammy cup and handy to the upside. Shout out to each and every one of you for here on the live stream. Bit of a Sammy cup and handy for Matic. That would even produce more gains if it made the length of that pole. But right now, conservative idea, 44% for Matic 3S. And the market's looking right, possibly for a move, into the night. Again, I always caution not to trade Sunday night into Monday morning. Could be fake out, breakouts, and craziness. But the probability is screaming that this is likely to play. I've traded many trades that look just like this. And they've played I think I've traded, of all the trades that I've seen that look like this, more played up to the upside, especially with the 50-day crossing, the 80 and the 100, and the 200-day moving too. Just a good sign overall for Matic 3S. And I could be wrong. 100% wrong. There's no guarantees that because I like Matic 3S or I went over it or the probability that it's going to pop. None at all. I want to make that very, very clear. And I want to make it clear that I never said Bitcoin has bottomed yet. I've never said that. I've only shown indicators that have called out the bottom and shown us that we're at. I'm one of the only people showing that, hey, those indicators have shown the same thing that they showed 2 times before in the last 7 years. If you think that's a big deal, I think it's a big deal. If you think it's a big deal, I think it's worth talking about. I think it's definitely worth bringing up. I think it's definitely having a discussion about. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's just it doesn't mean I believe that we have bottomed. I just want to make that clear. Does everybody understand that? All right, because I just want to make it really clear. All right. Shout out to my man, Brad, Infinite Crypto. So glad I found you. Have some funds on Bybit ready to go. Just joined the stream. Looking forward to taking advantage of today's tips. Shout out to Infinite Crypto, my man. Appreciate you for coming on into the live stream. Thank you for being here. Crypto Life Changer, Ahmed Beginner's Course, 100%. You said you're buying like it's the bottom. I witnessed it. Yes, I said I was buying as if it was the bottom, but I'm keeping $60,000 in case it goes to 10K, which I said clearly. Sam, you're one of the best men I know in crypto since 2017 when I began. Believe me, it's worth the discussion, 100%. Shout out to Scam Wicks in the game. Stokes setting, please, lifer. I just use regular Stokes, man, with no other setting. Everything I do is basic, babe. I'm basic, baby. I keep it basic. Don't be a basic. Now, Sam said you can't draw up cup and handles whenever you want. Now, Sam, you can't draw cup and handles whenever you want. Shout out to Crypto Life Changer. I love you, brother. Thank you for saying that. Now. Don't be doing that now. Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to the 555 people, 447 likes. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. $62.96 in chat revenue. You people are amazing. Shout out to Brad. Go to Infinite Crypto if you get a chance. He was on Around the Blockchain with me a couple times now. Shout out to Brad. I love you, man. Hope everything's going well with you and yours. God bless you and your struggle through crypto. And hey, and thank you for what you do for everyone else and the message that you preach. I'm loving that you show how to work the 3S tokens. Thank you, man. Cryptolifer, pull a fib from COVID lows to the all-time high market cap. Found a 786 rejection off the GB, now caught by the 706. Isn't that bullish? I remember when Sam said that he had 60K set aside in dry powder for 10K Bitcoin a few weeks ago. Don't put words in my homie Sam's mouth. Shout out to Scam Wicks, man. Thank you for coming on in. Sam, I haven't met you yet, but I can tell gut instinct, genuine, best man in crypto. Keep up the amazing work, my guy. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me when people say that. I love it. People go to bat for the crypto lifer. I think I have more people go to bat for me than any other YouTuber in the game. I really do. If I really needed it, I think 700 people would show up, 800 people would show up ready to go by my side. Let's take a look at the ES mini futures, ES1, which will have an effect on Bitcoin, all right? And you can see them dumping to the downside right now, nastily, right? Are they open yet? I don't think they're open, actually. Wait, yep. No, they are. The spread's starting to move here. So ES1 taking a dump, too. And look, that's a double top here. Kind of a shoulder, head, and a shoulder. Yeah, right? There's bearish divvy here for sure. And that's also a rising wedge. Okay. Now we have support regions. We'll break it down. All right. Let me get out of dual. When you're in dual, it doesn't remember what you've done. And I don't know why that is, right? So I'm trying to teach my students, I'm trying to teach my crew, so people can pivot and know what to do. And I don't want to rhyme. The idea is this, all right? If I post a Bitcoin short, the idea is a lot of things should be shortened. So look, ES1 dropping to the downside. Look, it's leaving this area here. It's kind of doing a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder and dumping. It's strange because ES1 is overbought on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. It's suggesting we're about to get a pump. So hold up for this Bitcoin dump here. Hold up. It's weird, man. See, this is what's strange. ES1 front runs Bitcoin, and it's got bullish divergence right here. Clear as day. I mean, no, okay, it doesn't have bullish divergence yet. It doesn't. You know, it really doesn't. They're both swinging to the downside. All right, so I'm not, it looks like divergence, but it's really not. But it's kind, you know, it wants to be. But it's not. It's not bullish divergence. So we lost this level here. This was the flag that I wanted the S&P to stay in to keep us bullish. We also lost this POC, this high volume node sticking out. Likely when you lose a node, you head up to the lower node, at least to this node. This is why we're stopping for a split second. We stopped at this node right here sticking out. You can see that we're likely to drive past that node and probably head a little bit lower here. Yikes. Rounded tops do not pay the bills. That's a rounded top. You do not want to round tops. You want rounded bottoms. You know, you want to use Alt-I, which flips the chart upside down a lot. A rounded bottom pays the bills. A rounded top gets you beat to the ground. Even the best of the best have to critically rethink their strategies. Sam is the man, period. Shout out to Scam Wicks. I love you. I love you. Like, you are a real one, man. You're freaking making my night right now. BOOKMAP is showing a huge sell wall at 22K. I know. I seen that. That 22K sell wall. Look at that. 1,500 Bitcoin right there. Sitting 14,000, 1,430 Bitcoin. And then 179 right there. Yeah, it's 1,500 Bitcoins at 22K. They don't, and there's more liquidity down at 22,150 now. 21,250. They want to drag us. It's looking like the big boys even want to drag us down as well. S&P dropping to the downside. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. It's just strange. The S&P indicators are telling me that it's going to pump. So I know everything looks weird. So everything looks strange right now. All right. But the S&P indicators are telling me that we're going to pump. And that pumps Bitcoin's price. And this is really weird. And Bitcoin is oversold on the daily time frame. So I'll tell you what, right now I'm seeing a bit of an anomaly because Bitcoin should be dumping right now, but the S&P to me is bullish, and I know when S&P is bullish that it pumps the price of Bitcoin. And so look, and what do I mean by bullish? Well, you have hidden bullish divergence on the S&P, you have swing up to swing up, you have swing down to swing down on the 4 hour. Look at that. That right there tells you the trend should continue to the upside. You should have a higher high, right? You could hold me to that. We could watch that together in the next few days. That is an indicator that I stick by a lot, and I would go to bat for. Not saying you can't say anything's going to happen, because then you could pump up, and if you can't get above this resistance or this resistance, so you have resistance to get above. But that's bullish. The 1 hour wants to push, and the 4 hour wants to. They're both extremely oversold. Whenever I've seen that, we've gotten to move to the upside. Good evening. Markets have been weird all day. Very difficult to find patterns and trends today. I don't see Bitcoin making a move to the upside. I do see Bitcoin making a move. DXY is making green. Anomalies, you gotta love. Crypto. I suspect the 4 hour SRI will remain overbought for a bit longer as price pumps. When it resets, it'll hold, then pump even bigger. When it resets, oversold. Thanks, Lifer, for keeping it real with us. Find your channel from around the blockchain. Shout out to James Filler. Thank you. A noble spirit embiggens the smallest man. Thank you. Sam, any idea why DXY pumping hasn't had its effect on Bitcoin price action? Well, let's kind of triple that out. Let's take a look at the DXY and watch that pumping as well. And that's why this is crazy. Odds looking good, up 10%. Yeah, hold off on these shorts. I would expect a dump for the S&P futures right now. Looking like they're very oversold in the 1 hour and the 4 hour. It's a little weird. Now, we did lose a heavy support, though. I mean, we got a high, and we broke down low, low, lower low. We make a higher low, you know, I mean, a lower high, and then we drop to the downside, right? We could break back inside the pattern. So you're looking for a bearish retest here. So if this comes up and doesn't get back in, short the whole market, honestly. Like, you try to get back in this pattern, you can't get back in this node right here, short the whole market. Dang. But you get back in here and you start playing games, we may be able to long the whole market. And people think that's nuts. They don't realize that that's what happens when you become an extreme, like when you're a pro trader, when you've been trading your whole life. It comes down to one area, one level, one move. And this is why I usually hold off on trading Sunday into Monday nights. You know what I'm saying? This is why I usually hold off on trading Sunday. It's just because of the insane volatility, the uneasy market, and the indecisiveness in what we're looking at. You know. ES3S looks super confused. When Lifer measures his moves, he goes up, even on a 3S coin. Yeah, because 3S is a bullish coin. People don't understand that. I'm like, how are you trading short bullishly? And I'm like, you'll get it. Don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. Shout out to everybody here on the live. 568 people strong. 486 likes. 6796 in super chats. So honestly, you have a resistance at 21.5. So again, that's why I like to set these prerequisites. And what I mean by a prerequisite is something that you know you can stand behind as a stoned black or white idea. Meaning, if Bitcoin can't get above 21,005. Then expect more downside. It's simple as that. And we couldn't get above 21.5. I expected more downside. So that's, you know, and then we were oversold on the time frame, overbought on the time frames that, you know. Now the 1 hour dumped pretty fast and is attempting to get oversold a lot quicker than you would think, and still putting in a higher high. That's an interesting concept to me. So see, I get indications as the market's changing. So like for instance, if you hold this, see, that's a node there, right? And you have support here. So if you, for whatever reason, decide to hold 21,000, 400, then there's a chance you could make a move to the upside here. You know, you're making like a bear. You could kind of try to call this a bullish rectangle. Far-fetched in a way, but I mean it is a rectangle. You see it? We take away this and this for now. So like tonight, I'm not going to claim to know where Bitcoin's going to go, honestly, or even put in like a call. Like some nights I'm like, all right, I want to be I want to be bearish. I really, if I just looked at Bitcoin alone, bear city, right? 4 hour pair. You know what I mean? But what's bugging me out is this S&P, the ES1. You see? ES1's bugging me out because it's very oversold on the 4 hour time frame. And Bitcoin, the ES1, unless they're decoupling, which they could be 100% now, watch ES1 pump while Bitcoin dumps, and the decoupling will be, and Bitcoin just starts to dump. So this is and this is why we learn things here too. Like this may be the time that we can't front run the S&P anymore. It could start, you know what I mean? And that's why support and resistance are so key. That's why levels are so key. Because if you're like, all right, if I go to bed at night and you're like, all right, I wake up above 21,005, and we could, I'm more bullish than I was before, right? So let's go over what we've gone over tonight, because we've had a long stream and we've talked about a lot of stuff. All right, we've gone over the 200 moving average on the weekly, and we talked about being below it. We said we cannot below that. How do you get that? Just type in 5MA, or type in CBC 5MA DRS, CBC 5MA DRS, right here in your indicators. That'll give you 5 moving averages, all the colors that you need. All right, the 21. The 50, the 80, the 100, and the 200, all right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to put it on the weekly, and you want to see if price is above or below this yellow line. If it's below it, that's bearish. Simple as that. You also want to go to the 4-hour and see if you're above or below the yellow line. And we are now. That's also bearish. We must reclaim price action back above this yellow line to remain bullish on the 4-hour. Then we need to do it again on the weekly. So this is a big sign that there's some weakness in the market and that we may need to recalibrate at best. Okay? At best. We're battling 21,004, as you can see. This support is attempting to hold, right? It's trying to hold the zone pretty hard. There's a POC sticking out right there. Look at that. That's amazing. So you can see the battle for 21,400 now ensuing. All right. And that's why I said weekly candle close, key levels to watch. That's exactly what the thumbnail says. No clickbait here. It's exactly what the thumbnail says. It's funny. Like if you go by just my, and this is why it's funny. It's like when I stick with what I'm going for, that's a cup and handle. Watch it break resistance. That would be insane, right? Sammy, cup and handle to the upside. And look at the indecisive, like this still could flip up at one point or it could flip back down and continue down. You're getting lack of bearish momentum on the MACD a little bit here, which is also representing a move. The S&P, the bullishness of the S&P is just telling me that there's something going on here. 15 minutes about the pump. There's strong bullish divergence right here on the 15-minute. If you take it from here to here, that's flat, but that's a sharp downtrend. That's bullish divergence. Okay. Should get a break back up to the upside. However, we need a break back inside the pattern. So we can get an amazing move. And I'm amazed by what's going on here. But we could also get a fake out bearish retest. So you don't tell yourself you know where Bitcoin's going. You watch support and resistance levels, and when you get to them, you make a move on them based on that idea. Okay? So like for instance, S&P gets back above here and bullishly retests the top of this flag, like it gets back in, gets out here, and you open a bunch of altcoin. I open a bunch of altcoin longs there. You see what I'm saying? Because it's telling me that that's going to front run Bitcoin, which is going to pump Bitcoin, which is going to pump the alts. So I front run this idea. Now we come up here and we bearishly retest. I'm going to short the alts to the downside on 3S. So I play 3L tokens if the S&P gets above here. I pay 3S tokens if we come here and we get rejected. It's a simple strategy. It's not that hard to do. And sometimes it might just go straight down, or you might have to be on like a 5-minute or the 1-minute time frame to see the retest. And I'm sorry if you're a beginner and it's that hard to know all these different time frames and you get confused. And I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be easy. This strategy looks simple, but it is not. I'll tell you right now, to execute it properly, to do it the right way, and to do it with the alerts in which I teach is not easy at all. Nothing is easy. Anyone telling you anything is easy is out of their minds. Watch out for those types of people. Okay? Let's take a look at the dollar index. All right? And look at the dollar on the daily. I mean, we've been talking about this. Swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down. It has bearish divergence here on the dollar index. It's getting overbought on the daily time frame too as well, which is really good for Bitcoin. It's also not able to get above this high. That's going to be a double top for the dollar. So this is my green zone here. If the dollar can't get above this zone or even the next zone here, and we get rejected by 108 where we're at, let's take a look at the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour wants to rip a little bit. So we look for some just like half of a pony show here. The 4 hour wants to dump. So we want to see the 1 hour just meander, try to do something fun and just fake out here, get into the green box and do a fake out. So bearish. All right. I want a double top for the dollar here. Huge for Bitcoin. So here's another idea. The dollar gets above here, open a bunch of shorts. The dollar gets here and can't get above, we long all the alts, baby. So this is another indication of what we're going to do, and we're going to be able to know in the next couple of days. So while everyone's screaming bear or bull, we're just going to be focused on the dollar index, Bitcoin dominance, right? The ES1, Bitcoin, and we don't have to do anything at all. We don't have to force any trade at all. We just have to see what goes on. Can we get back above $1 trillion, right? If we regain $1 trillion, that'll change the game, right? If this 1 hour time frame can make a higher low here, because that's what it did. It made a low, then it made a lower low, then it made a higher high. That's the beginning of a slight uptrend, right? So you're looking for the total market cap here to bounce off of 990, 998, which it looks like it may, and get back above the zone, right? Back above this area right here, and recapture $1 trillion. Now you hit this in resistance, like we short the market. You get above it, we long the market. And same idea, and psychological at $1 trillion, right? So now so many things are coming into picture for you. You're seeing the total market cap. You're understanding how the S&P futures are connected to Bitcoin. This may have all blown your mind tonight, and you may just be like, what is going on? I don't know what he's saying, right? But this is the best I can give you. This is all the information I can give you. And then you have to make the soundest decision you can with the information. But I believe I can present to you in an hour to 2 hour period here during the show the information as best as I can, right? Right now, the market's sketchy. No one has all the answers. Nobody will. Because to think someone has all the answers is to basically think that So the idea behind this is this, right? You look at all the information you can, and even what I'm showing you is like nobody knows for sure. So look, you do have support here. You got some support. Miraculously. You're hanging on for dear life right here at this node. You break this node, you head lower. If you don't, the chance you're breaking out of this to the upside. It's interesting, too, how had you just played this, and this is crazy to me, how TA just plays out, like, but you have to stick with it. Like, that was an inverted head and shoulder, and had you just played this and nothing else, not looked at any other indicators at all, like, you'd be in the money on that inverted, which is interesting to me, you know? Okay? Also, right here is an inverted. Inverted head and shoulder to the upside. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for putting some balls in the jar. Much respect to you and yours. Appreciate you for jumping on into the live. So look, shoulder, head, and shoulder, and we did break to the upside too. And that really is your mission move. Like that one broke out and hit. And that's all you needed to know how to do is trade that. And that's your measured move right there. It's crazy. And how you get that is the neckline to the head, then you swing it to where the shoulder broke out. Basically gives you the 21,737. We went to 21,709. You'd be like $32 off. Oh, and that's on Bitcoin, thousands of dollar asset. You'd be doing amazing. So trust me when I tell you that technical analysis is amazing. It'll change your life if you stick with it. You don't hide away from it, and you put in the work. It'll change the way you look at things, and it'll change everything in your life, right? So, probability for Bitcoin is short. However, the S&P suggests that Bitcoin's going to pump. So, let's see what happens tonight. And again, you do not have to trade. Tonight is the worst night to trade in the game. If you're a swing trader like me, and you like to put money in and out, yes, you can make huge money on the volatility, but it's almost better off just to wait it out and then trade. I like trading Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, personally. They're the best 3 days of the week to trade. You know, if I see something different, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm going to look at the altcoins right now, but I'm really, you know, and it's sad because I know all people that after all the gains we may be like, wait, we're not posting tons of alts right now. Well, we're watching the market a little bit. And, Bitcoin's got to recover. It's got to show signs of life here. This can't just be a nil dump on the 4 hour, which it could very well be, you know. So if we don't get above 21.5, 21,700, we're headed to the downside. So even if we pump up here, basically just like a triple top, double top kind of thing going on, you know. Also look out for this idea here that I'm going to throw out. The shoulder, the head, and a possible shoulder to the downside. All right. So if anyone knows where Bitcoin's going to go or when it's going to go there, it'll be us because I'll have an alert here. Bitcoin rips above this area. I might open longs and say, change my tune, you know. Bitcoin gets rejected here. We continue with the idea that we were short and the probability continues. Right now, I'm still short on the 4 hour. The 4 hour's got the probability. However, it could be a short squeeze, which we've been seeing. Liquidity hasn't really stopped yet. Still says 21,250 is the most likely area that we go down to. Doesn't really say anything else from there. That's the most we can get. And we got a sell wall at 22,000. So that's really what we're looking at, everybody, on the live. All right. Total market cap, dollar index. So we want to see the double top on the dollar index. Very important. Right? Right here. We want to see this double top. Which one, you know? Right here. And we'll watch this every day, and we'll go over tomorrow. You'll see me tomorrow, 10 a.m., going over this again. You know, so only in, you know, what, 12 hours from now, I'll be back online doing this again, you know. The weekends are nice. I get those mornings off. They're a blessing. I'm telling you right now. It's nice to get those mornings off and just have a moment to breathe. I still work and put out an update regardless because I'm a workaholic and I don't know how to stop. If anyone knows how to stop working, let me know. Call 1-800-WORKAHOLICS immediately. But, so I'm watching ES1 and Bitcoin tonight. ES1 suggests Bitcoin's going to pump. So, unless we decouple, which we could, and then we're going to start changing the way we trade, and I'm going to have to kind of throw these ideas out the window, which could happen. So, that's why you never know. But, you know, for now, we have been together. So, you're looking for a bearish retest. If the S&P can't get back above that area, which is about 42,037, you know, 40, you want to see 4240, you want to see S&P get above 4240. If you do not, we could be rolling over. All right. That's crazy. And then this is the ideas for Bitcoin. So I started short until I looked at the S&P. And then the S&P made me kind of change my tune a little bit. You see that? Because they're so coupled. And it just wouldn't make sense for Bitcoin to dump if the S&P wants to pump. It just doesn't make sense. So now I'm projecting a possible right shoulder. We'll keep that out there. And these are ideas. Now, bulls must break back above 21,700 or 21,569 to remain bullish. And we're going to kind of stick to this tonight. So are we breaking to the upside? The 1 hour suggests that we may here and get a break to the upside. This is a cup and handle. Sammy, cup and handy. Can we break resistance is the question. We must get above 21,000. I like 21,008 in my mind, but we got to get back up in here. That's your Bitcoin update, everybody, for the night. Let me take a look at the chats and see what's going on with the super chats. Lifer for life, good evening. If the DXY trend continues, how high could it go? I don't know. We'll see. This requires patience and constant watching. That's why the 99 is so powerful. Someone is always watching. Even if you took a day off, you'll be itching to make a video. I know. 22 hours on the way up. Good probabilities with the 22-hour Stokes. I have been also looking at the 22-hour stochastics, right? And that's been like our go-to. Huge bounce so far, really, if you look at it from the lows. Let's take a look here. So if we take a look at the 22-hour time frame. Oh, actually, yeah, I like that. Sorry. I'll look at it on FTX for the tether. I don't think I have any drawings for that. I like looking at fresh charts. Is it all right? No worries, right? But look, 22-hour MACD wants to turn. Very oversold on the stochastics. And we could be getting a bounce here. Like I'm showing, there's a chance that we're in like this bigger channel. Would you look at that? And like I showed you before, like that other like slight ascending triangle, you know, crazy as it is. Which I haven't seen anybody draw yet. Watch us tick, 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 and then break out. That would be crazy. But 22 hours, very bullish for Bitcoin right now. Looking for that relief rally. You could even just say, you know what? You fell out of the pattern, but you broke back into it. Let me show you here. So far today, you're just trying to make a move. You do have resistance right here that you're at. Previous resistance, resistance, resistance. So, and that's also a high volume node. The POC sticking out. Look at that. Or at that moment in time. Now when I give it more liquidity. Interesting. "22 hours, very bullish." But I don't get caught up in that because I've seen this and then just a dump. Anything could happen. Just be careful, you know. So that's why I go back and I'm on my smaller time frame, honestly, because without the smaller time frames, you're gonna dream a dream so big, and it's gonna look so great. And again, that's how the big money's made, DCAing in there, right? But you got to commit, you know, and it's not that easy. So we do have a double top. We can't get above resistance. So here's the deal. And I'm going to say it 100 times till I'm red in the face. Because some people will wake up tomorrow and be like, oh, I will open up a bunch of longs. How come, you know? And the market shifted on us, too. You have to remember, we were trading hard. The market shifted. So, like, a few of my, like, at that point, a bunch of my longs are going to get hit and things that we're looking at. And then we're going to reassess the situation. It's like, boom. You know what I mean? Yeah, I bet a bit of mixed signals from the charts. Yep. VGX is going to shoot up by the end of August. Buyout imminent. Interesting. We break 2060 big move, I think, but 12-hour and 12-hour are bullish. Got to head to the bed. Peace out, lifers. Good night. Shout out to John Ilger. Yeah, thank you, brother. Chemistry, bro. Bitcoin Daily also seems to be looking very bullish. Stokes reset to the oversold at high, low, and hidden bullish divergence. I have that bear channel, and the bottom of the bear channel is also a spider line from the 4 January 12th. Crypto surfer. I'm going to DCA some algo here. It's almost back to same lows, unlike some other layer ones. Interesting. Just 60 likes to reach 600 lifer likes tonight. Thank you for the 540 lifer likes, fam. Definitely mixed signals. Crazy good night. Not to trade, in my opinion. Yeah, bet for me too. Hit that like button. Life, is there a hidden bullish on the 15? No, there is not. No. That would have to be a swing to the downside. There's no hidden bullish on the 15. All right. So, here we go. The 1 hour wants to pump. Is it going to make a right shoulder and just dump? 4 hours bearish to me. So, we'll go from there. 4 hours bearish. Can't get above resistance. I would open up a short. My probability wise, right? Again, I'd have to be short on that probability. Will the 1 hour come and make a right shoulder and get rejected again? That'll add to the idea. If the 1 hour pumps and gets crazy and we get above here, it'll change my tune. So Bitcoin must stay, you know, the bulls must get back above 21,569, 21,737 to remain bullish. And that's where I stand for the night, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. And remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Let's take a look at MOVR. Someone asked for a super chats. Not a lot of super chats today, but a lot of awesome. I mean, chat revenue was amazing. Thank you so much for the $67.96. 582 people on the live. You people are amazing. God bless you all. We looked at the dollar index. We looked at a lot today. I hope you gained a lot. Who learned a lot tonight on the live stream? Let me know if you learned a lot tonight on the live. I want to know. And I want to know what you learned. I want to know what you didn't know before, what you do know now. I would love to hear it. This motivates me, keeps me going. You know what I'm saying? So let me know. Bit of a cup and handle here forming too, if you see it. And you can almost see this diagonal trend line attempting to hold. We've seen those dips down and back in before too. MOVR could break out of that. Depends on what Bitcoin does too and getting above the zone. It's in a falling wedge. There's your measured move there. I mean, you got resistance, you're bouncing, you have an SR flip, the daily's ready to go, and you have a lack of bullish momentum. And the stochastics are, and the RSI and the Stokes are both in pretty good spots. All right. 4 hour wants to come down though, and you're at, you know, it's the same story with Bitcoin, right? So you'd have to go sideways and make a flag here for me to really want to, you know, believe in it. And that's kind of how I stand for MOVR. It's in this little flag here, which could make a move, and that depends on Bitcoin. And then again, it might just make an M pattern with Bitcoin. You know, if Bitcoin breaks those highs, this will break the highs. So it's just like a sketchy day, but that's a flag that looks all right. All right, MOVR. Okay, what happened to my hair there? I got a little funky. No one told me that. Interesting. Maybe it blended in as long as I wasn't doing this.
No, everybody likes to laugh.
They're laughing at my hair?
Yeah.
Super chat's clear. Good night, Sam. BNB on the daily has a beautiful rounded top. Bearish retesting. Never get complacent. This is a battlefield. Exactly. Thank you very much, Sam. Great show. Never heard about it till I got here. Yo, grow, I grow. You grow, I grow. I like that. Tonight, when you said if you are grateful for something, you end up having everyone even more to be grateful for. That really spoke to me. Gratitude is my key to success. And that was something I really felt. Shout out to Anthony C, man. If you don't have BOOKMAP, you can use liquidation levels by LG or by M applications. Thank you for saying that. Are you taking the ETH merge hype into consideration at all? Nah, a little bit. Not too much. I think it's what it is, a little bit of a hype. I was reminded of my gratitude. Poor but loving life. Hey, man. It would be fun to see a Frankie Candles Lifer duo show. We did one just last week, man. Check it out. You got to go check it out. What's wrong with your hair? I don't see anything wrong. Awesome. I was reminded of my gratitude. Thank you. Thank you. Subconsciously learning from you every day, fam. I like that you said that. That's interesting. It would be impossible to watch a video and not learn from you. You're an amazing teacher. Shout out to Joseph Jellawake. Thank you for saying that. Oh, Hosea Jellawake. Thank you for saying that. I learned to always be focused and that anything can happen. Exactly. I drew my first chart ever tonight. Shout out to Christopher Woods. He drew his first chart tonight. Everybody. Yes. Yes. That's awesome, man. I love that. I learned I know nothing and that every day is a chance to chip away. I love that you said that. Always learning from you every night, every morning. I learned that I know nothing. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. All right, everyone. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you can find out when we post our next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. Thank you so much. Words can't describe my gratitude for each and every one of you. Thank you for coming on to the live and sharing your most precious asset, and that is your time. Without you, I have no stream. Without your attention and the love and support, we don't have the Lifer community. So thank you so much for being here. I'll commit every single day if you commit every single day. Thank you for sitting in front of your computer at your stand-up desk, watching from your phone or your computer or your TV, wherever you are in the world. If you're with a group of people by yourself, thank you from the bottom of my heart, from my family to yours. I'll see you tomorrow. Crypto is life. Wait, I have to, wait, if I, wait, you. Have a good night.